Fry Friday? How do you feed Fry? Good question. Stay tuned. Good morning, fishy folks, and a happy Fry Friday to ya. Today we're going to talk about guppy fry, specifically how I feed my guppy fry. Now, what I'm going to go over will work for pretty much all live bearer fry. I'm sure there are exceptions, but for what I have, it works, and I do this for all of them. So, the key to having nice, healthy, vibrant, colorful fish is good quality food. And when I say good quality food, I typically mean good quality ingredients as the first or second ingredient, as well as a high protein content. You've heard me talk about protein before, but that's really what helps the fish grow and grow quicker and bigger and stronger. So, what do I feed? Well, as you know, I do feed frozen food. My favorite frozen food to feed fry are frozen Cyclops. For those of you that don't know, they come in these little cubes, and if you have enough fish in the tank, you could drop a whole cube in. It will defrost. That is completely fine to do. I like to defrost mine first. So here's what the cubes look like. They've been sitting out for about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. But normally I put water in here, defrost them, and then I just pour the water into all the tanks that I want to feed to. I happen to like the San Francisco Bay brand of Cyclops best. One, because it's cheaper than the Hikari brand and you get more, and two, because I've never ever had a problem with it. I've heard of some other people having problems with San Francisco Bay brand bloodworms or brine shrimp, but I've never had a problem with it, so I don't know. The other frozen food typically I buy is Hikari. That's just kind of how I do it. No real reason other than that's kind of how I do it. Alright, what else do we feed fry? Well, you know I feed flake food. And one of the flake foods I feed the most is the Fish Freaks Plus Super Color Flake. At the auction, everyone, talked about how colorful my fish were. Even like my red wag platies were not just red wag platies. They were red wag platies. And, I can see a difference from my local fish store to mine as far as how bright and vibrant they are. And I attribute that to the food I feed. And almost every day I feed the Fish Freaks Plus either the Super Color Flakes or the Premium Angel Flakes. I talked about these before. I'll put a link in the description below. But I think both of them have 45% protein. Yeah. And the first ingredient is whole salmon meal in both. Now, it would be better if it was whole salmon, but it's fish food, so it's salmon meal. Okay. Some of the other foods that I feed to my fry, especially when they're brand new fry, like they've still got the new fry smell, is this Fish Freaks Plus Fry Starter Crumble. I put it in the squeeze bottle that I got from Aquarium Co-op, small fry food. It's probably pretty similar in shape and stuff. This has 55% protein. Oh, yum. And whole fish meal and whole krill meal are the first and second ingredient. Krill is pretty damn special for fish. Actually, krill is pretty damn special for everything. If you know anything about nutrition, which I don't know a whole lot about nutrition other than it's delicious, krill is what gives salmon the pink color, and fresh, wild-caught salmon is like one of the best foods ever in the world for you because of those delicious omega-3 acids and krill. So, 2 and 2 together, you get 4, and you know what I'm saying. What else do I feed quite often to fry? I do feed this omega-1 super color flake. 42% protein, if I remember correctly. Yeah. The first ingredient is whole salmon, second is halibut, and third is seafood mix. They seem to do pretty well on it. Not as well as the super color flake from Fish Freaks Plus, but if you looked at the flake together, you could see the fish flake one is darker. This one is like more muted. That's pretty much what I feed fry. I do have some beta bits from Northfin. I like the Northfin food. It is expensive, and usually their first ingredient is whole krill. This also has 45% protein. So the beta bits float. The regular like cichlid pellets or community pellets sink. That's the only difference. I don't particularly have a preference for fry. Different fish require a different kind of food. So, but I do feed the Northfin beta bits to our pleco. Not our pleco. That's not a pleco. That's a beta. Woo! Some of the things I will be testing in the Fishroom for food is this Cereviapin. I have the flake, and I have the... Actually, I guess I have mostly flake. Somehow I got mostly flake. I got a ton of it, look. That's why when you go to a fish club auction, stay to the end. Because, like, this was all left over. They were like, here, take it, take it, take it. Okay. So, that's what I feed to my fry. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how I put water in the cup, because you may want to know that. But no, I'm going to show you how I feed and stuff. So, another question that I get is, how do you feed fry if they're in a tank with adults? As you know, when I breed fish, I don't separate. That's just too much work, and that's not why I have my fish room. So I colony breed, which means in one tank, let's take the yellow cobras, for instance, because I get this question a lot too. How to breed yellow cobras for profit, or how to breed guppies for profit. Do you separate your fry? How do they live in the same tank? Well, it's a colony breeding, which basically means I have a ton of hiding spots for them via Java moss or guppy grass or other plants, and then that's it. I feed heavy and change water. As you know, every day, every tank gets 20% water change automatically while I sleep. You can't see, but I'm pointing to my tub of water. You still can't see it. Yeah, there it is. There it is, right? Wow, it's all backwards and stuff right there. Oh, that's good. Cha-ching. Anyway, let's try not to drop the phone, shall we? And that's it. That's how I colony breed. I usually feed the adults first, let them get their fix, and then I feed the smaller fish, whatever fry food I'm feeding. And quite frankly, because of my auto water change system, I do overfeed. Probably more than you would be able to, unless you were doing heavy water changes or had an auto water change system, or change water every day, whatever you wanted to do. So it's sort of a balance between heavy feeding and good water quality for most people. With me, not so much, because, like I said, the auto water change system. What else do I feed fry? Well, people have said, your tanks are so dirty, there's algae everywhere. No, there's food everywhere. I travel, so if like next week I'm going to Canada. So if I go to Canada and nobody's going to feed my fish for 3 days because they don't need to be fed, but some guppies drop fry, well, I want them to survive. There's algae in the tank. They're going to eat algae for the first couple days. They're going to eat the little microorganisms in the tank, on the live plants. So that's another way we feed fry, with live plants and algae. Yeah, excuse me. The other thing you can feed fry, and this is a trick I learned from an old school breeder, and I use this for some of my angelfish and rams when they breed or when they spawn. You can use cooked egg yolk. So you hard boil an egg, you take the egg yolk, you take a small piece, you crumble it up, put it right in the tank, and they eat it. You got to get it really small or it clumps up and just clouds your water. That's another thing. That you really would have to do water changes daily, because it will cloud your water very quickly, because it's basically powdered egg yolk. But another thing I learned about nutrition is egg yolks are, even though they're fatty, they are also one of the best food for you. And kind of makes sense when, you see like that turtle that Corey showed the other day with the little egg sac. Well, that's pretty much the same thing, but gross. But you know what I mean. All right, fishy folks, I'm going to get to feeding, and you can watch if you like. And then we'll come back, we'll have a quick chat, and I will show you some bloopers, because, yeah, you guys like them. You like them bloopers, so. And quite frankly, I had quite a few already filming this, so stay tuned for feeding and bloopers. All right, fishy folks. This is the Super Color Flake from Fish Freaks Plus that basically I've taken between my fingers like this and pulverized into a powder. And that's one of the ways I feed fry. So we're going to put that in the pink pastel steel nebula tank. And look how gorgeous those fishies are. And of course there's a ton of fry. And that's how I feed tanks. Now, at night, this is usually what I do. I'll go around with the flake food, perhaps some of the pellets, and drop it in. In the morning is when I feed frozen. Occasionally I'll feed frozen twice a day to certain tanks if I'm looking to really get them to spawn or breed or grow more quickly for a sale or something. But that's that. So I want to put the camera on the tripod. I am going to feed some fry. Actually, I'm going to feed the whole fish room. And you'll watch that in super fast motion with some pretty cool music. And it's going to take like a couple minutes in real life, but just a couple seconds on film, because that's magic. And I'll be right back, so hang tight. You know, fishies love the food when they destroy the duckweed to get to it. The new Epistos, they're kind of tiny. I fed a little brine shrimp, but I'll probably go back with Cyclops and vacuum that brine shrimp up a little bit later. Also, the German / that electric blue rams get the brine shrimp. Alright, fishy folks. I put a little bit too much water in here. Oh yeah, sharp bright Parmesan cheese. I repurpose all kinds of stuff. Why? Because it's cheap and it's good for the environment and it suits my needs. So, we're gonna move the camera just a little bit. Please don't fall. There you go. And I'm gonna feed some pink pastel steel nebula fry. Some Cyclops. Hopefully you can see this. Now, you can tell when you're actually getting the food when the water coming out is orange. Alright, fast motion again. Well, alright, fishy folks. That was feeding the fish room, including all the fry. So, happy Fry Friday. Stay tuned for bloopers, because I done screwed up a lot. And hey, check out my Facebook page. Yeah, Michael's Fish Room. And check out my Amazon Associate store. Hey, like, comment, subscribe. Share it in your Reddit group or your Facebook group or Instagram, wherever you want. That always helps. And everybody have a great Fry Friday. Have a good weekend and stay fishy. Good morning, fishy folks. Happy Fry Friday. Today I'm going to talk about what I feed guppy fry. So just like with you or me, one of the keys is variety. But in addition, I can't speak. So you want to feed... That was badly timed. Good morning, fishy folks. Happy Fry Friday. Wow, that was really used carsman-like. Used carsman? Used car salesman. I'm an idiot. Good morning, fishy folks. Happy Fry Friday to you. Today we're going to talk about feeding fry, specifically guppy fry. Now, what I'm about to tell you will work for pretty much every live bearer fry. And other fry, egg layer fry, but usually bigger ones, because those guys are usually tiny and they require small food. Guppy fry does also require small. Guppy fry does also. That might actually work. Guppy fry does all. No, doesn't.